Hello, everybody, and greetings from Bangkok. We will be starting soon. We'll start in 1 minute. We'll just wait for more people to join us online. Welcome. And if you want to share where you are, I can see Enrico Marasigan sharing Mabuhay from the Philippines. So if you also want to share what country you're taking this event from, please do share a hi in your own language and what country you're from. And welcome to this event by UNDP and Microsoft on empowering persons with disabilities through AI innovation. Okay, we see online claps. Okay. We have somebody from Laos. Hello. We also have from Malaysia. We have from Nepal. Great. Here with us today in the room, we are here in Bangkok, Thailand. We have Pakistan. We have Mariana Islands. We have Bahrain. Hello, good morning. Australia, another Philippines. We also have Vietnam. Hello, welcome everybody. So from Papua New Guinea, Indonesia. Okay. And I'm great to see we're also using AI to take notes. Okay, India, Filipinas. Okay, Myanmar. Well, we'll do, I think I'll do 3 to 5 more, and then we'll kick it off. I see Pakistan again. Okay. I think I'll end there, but feel free to keep introducing yourself, sharing what country you're from, say hi in your language, and welcome everybody. So I'll officially kick it off. So we're celebrating today the International Day of Persons with Disabilities. But for UNDP and Microsoft, you are celebrating it the whole month. But the global observation is 3rd December, but we will be celebrating it the entire month. So again, this year, UNDP and Microsoft celebrates empowering persons with disability through AI innovation. And why are we doing this? Because AI is increasingly integrated into our public and private systems, and we're creating new opportunities to enhance accessibility and address barriers faced by persons with disabilities in communication, mobility, learning, and participation. And you know, as these technologies evolve, they present us both opportunities and potential risks and important considerations related to appropriate safeguards. So this event is going to highlight examples from companies, organizations, startups, young people themselves, persons with disabilities, demonstrating how inclusive and responsible approaches to AI can contribute to greater participation, empowerment, and equitable opportunities for persons with disabilities with sustainable development efforts. We have a lot to unpack this year, and I'm Kate Garcia, by the way, and I will be your MC for this entire event. And you'll see more of me. But to kick it off, let's hear some insightful opening remarks. And the first is from Microsoft. We have Daphne Chung, Senior Partner Solution Architect, Xeon Disability Inclusion Network co-lead for Microsoft. Over to you, Daphne.
Thank you so much, Kate. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, partners, and friends. It's an honor to welcome you to today's International Day of Persons with Disabilities event, co-convened by UNDP Bangkok Regional Hub and Microsoft. We gather under the theme, Empowering Persons with Disabilities Through AI Innovation, a call to action that reflects both the promise and responsibility of technology. The International Day of Persons with Disabilities is observed globally on 3rd December, reminding us that inclusion is not a single moment, but a sustained commitment to rights, dignity, and meaningful participation. Today's program here in Bangkok, and I'm delighted that we are meeting in a hybrid format, on site at the Microsoft Office and online via Microsoft Teams, so more voices can join, contribute, and be heard. Our focus this afternoon is practical and purposeful. We aim to highlight inclusive, real-world applications of AI that enhance accessibility and participation, to promote the leadership and lived expertise of persons with disabilities, ensuring that innovation is shaped with and by the community, to facilitate collaboration and knowledge exchange so solutions can scale, and to advance awareness of responsible, rights-based, ethical AI, grounded in safeguards and inclusive design principles. You'll hear perspectives from both UNDP and Microsoft in the opening segment, followed by a Microsoft talk on AI shaping a future where every ability reaches its potential. We'll then turn to disability inclusion in the age of AI and showcase a set of AI solutions from students who participated in the AI for Accessibility Hackathon 2025, companies, inclusive tech startups, and organizations of persons with disabilities, culminating in a Q&A and closing remark. Among the contributions, we look forward to insights connected to Microsoft's AI for Accessibility Hackathon, alongside additional partners we have identified together with UNDP. Why does this matter? Because accessibility is foundational to innovation. When we design with accessibility in mind, we unlock better experiences for everyone. But progress must be paired with accountability, ethical use, robust safeguards, and a rights-based approach are non-negotiable in AI's next chapter. These priorities are embedded in today's objectives and the spirit of our collaboration. By the end of this session, our hope is that you will leave with a clearer understanding of practical AI applications for accessibility, new opportunities for cross-sector collaboration, and stronger awareness of ethical and inclusive practices, as well as insights into strategies for scaling assistive and accessible technologies in ways that advance sustainable development. Allow me to extend my heartfelt thanks to UNDP and every organization represented here today. Your leadership, openness to co-create, and your commitment to inclusive design are what makes it all real. As we move through the program, I invite you to share your experiences, challenge assumptions, and explore partnerships that carry impact beyond this room and this hour. In closing, today's event reaffirms our joint commitment to inclusive digital transformation, aligned with human rights and accessible principles. By convening diverse stakeholders to examine opportunities and safeguards together, we strengthen collective efforts to ensure technological innovation is both inclusive and responsible, supporting independence, dignity, and meaningful participation for persons with disabilities across sustainable development. Thank you for being here today, and let's make the most of this opportunity to learn, collaborate, and build accessible futures with AI. Back to you, Kate.
All right. Thank you so much, Daphne. So let's give Daphne a round of applause for digital claps. There we go. You can see the digital claps there. Thank you so much for sharing on inclusive innovation. So let's now share another opening remarks, and this is going to be from Good Trogaman. He's our manager for regional program and global policy network in UNDP Bangkok Regional Hub. Hi, Good.
Hi, Kate, and warm greetings to everyone. Greetings from the Bangkok region up to all colleagues in the Microsoft office here in Bangkok and all colleagues who have joined online. And upfront, a special thanks to you, Daphne, and your colleagues from Microsoft as co-conveners, and to all our partners who are with us both in person and online today. When we talk about progress, inclusion is not optional. Inclusion is key for social cohesion and the engine of social development. Around the world, 1.3 billion people live with disabilities. In Asia and the Pacific, more than 700 million are part of this community. The exclusion many of them face in education, in employment, and in public life in general deepens inequality and silence voices that should be part of shaping our shared future. But despite these barriers, young people with disabilities are not waiting. They innovate. Using technology and connectivity to push climate action, digital transformation, and social entrepreneurship to reduce inequalities and build more inclusive societies. Artificial intelligence can either widen or close the existing gaps. If designed and governed responsibly, AI can become a powerful force for inclusion, simplifying access to information, making digital systems more intuitive, and helping overcome communication and mobility barriers that many still face. The advent of AI represents not only a technological shift, but a strategic opportunity to rebuild systems with accessibility hardwired from the start. It allows us to unify information, expand independence, and create equal access to knowledge. This is the spirit that drives this year's focus, fostering disability-inclusive societies for advancing social progress. It reminds us that we cannot advance as a world unless every individual can contribute and thrive. And UNDP is and remains committed to talk the walk and walk the talk. We continue to expand accommodation measures across our offices. We are leveraging AI tools like Microsoft Copilot to strengthen digital accessibility. We are rolling out inclusive learning across the organization, and we hold listening sessions with our colleagues, including those with disabilities, to understand the lived experience behind the data, the insights that directly shape our programming and our partnerships. In our Bangkok hub, we extend this commitment to the young people we serve and work with across the region. We work to ensure that youth with disabilities can lead in entrepreneurship, in digital and 21st century skills, and in civic and political participation. Our goal is actually very simple. We want to help them build solutions, shape decisions, and change systems, because their leadership strengthens all of us. Through our youth entrepreneurship platform, we support founders who represent our communities and serve underrepresented communities generally across the region, including persons with disabilities. We provide mentoring, knowledge exchange, networks, and investment pathways. Some of the inspiring innovators we've been working with in the region include DevTalk, for example, which offers real-time, affordable interpretation services and livelihood opportunities for interpreters, or Mobility, which delivers high-quality, affordable prosthetics, including certified bionic ankles that restore mobility and independence for thousands. You will hear more powerful stories like these today. Stories of courage, stories of innovation, and stories of possibility. If we want inclusive society, disability inclusion cannot sit on the margin of our work. It must be at the heart of how we design, how we implement, and how we measure every policy every program, and every partnership. In that spirit, colleagues, thanks again for joining us. Good to see you all online and many of you in the office of Microsoft here in Bangkok. And I thank you for your time and attention.
All right, thank you. And here as well in person with us today. And I think that's a good segue for the next part of this event. You're right, Gert. We will actually hear from more young people, and they will showcase their AI solutions and inclusion access. So many more solutions led by young people. So we actually have here in person and online. So is everybody ready? Can I see some people saying we're ready on the chat, or you're yes, that you're ready? Is everyone here ready to hear from young people? Yes. Great. All right. We'll kick off our young people sharing their innovative solutions. Yes. Itrik is ready. Zin is ready. Perfect. So I will actually call in Sarul X, which is going to be joining us online. And the presenter is Dr. Akashdeep Bansal, and he's the founder and CEO. Actually, Akashdeep is a visionary accessibility researcher, technologist, and social entrepreneur who turned his lived experience of blindness into a mission for digital inclusion. He's a PhD graduate from IIT Delhi. His pioneering work has advanced accessibility in STEM education and digital usability globally. Before founding Saralex, he co-created inclusive tools and initiatives at IIT Delhi, supported by UNICEF, Microsoft, UNDP, and the government of India. So Akashdeep, over to you.
Thank you, Kate. Kate, can you please allow Bhumika to do the screen share?
Yes, our technical team is helping over here. But Akashdeep, while we're solving this, do you want to share a bit more about yourself?
Sure. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Warm greetings from India. This is Dr. Akashdeep Bansal. I'm the founder and CEO of Cerelix. And Cerelix I started in July 2023, around 2.5 years back. And this is coming out based on my personal experience as a person with blindness myself. And so basically, when I was doing my PhD at Indian Institute of Technology, IIT Delhi, so I started facing challenges in reading the digital content, like when I'm trying to access a website or mobile applications. So I used to face day-to-day challenges. And that's motivated me to work in this domain and started the company Cerelix. So that's a brief about the company, and what we're doing at Saralik is basically driving the digital inclusion so that we can transform access of to persons with disabilities, because in present era is the era of digital world when we interact. Even today, we are having this conference in the hybrid mode due to the digital world, due to the Microsoft Teams and all the digital infrastructure which we have today. Now, if in the present era, the persons with disabilities can't be included due to the inaccessibility barriers which they have, they are getting excluded. So that's what we are trying to change. As you all of know that we have around 1.3 billion persons with disabilities, and that's why it is very important so that they doesn't get excluded. They should be included in the present digital world. Are you? Okay. Now, let's understand, like, is it for a particular disability or is it for more different kind of disabilities? So I'm showing you the 4 different personas. So there's a person called Rahul, who is a person with visual impairment. This person is trying to make the payment of a food bill, but the Rahul is not able to find the button through which he can make the payment. Similarly, try to think of a Sneha, who is a person with deafness. She's trying to open a bank account with a particular bank, but when she tried to watch the KYC process video, she she is not able to understand because there was no sign language interpretation. Due to which she was not able to understand what exactly she is supposed to do, and she is not able to complete the KYC process. Similarly, think about Karan, who is a person who does not have both the upper limbs, and he's trying to check the train status of his train. And because the website is not responding to his voice commands, so because he don't have upper limbs, so he interacts through the voice commands. And when he's giving the voice command, system is not responding, so he's not able to check the train status. Similarly, think about Ria, who is a person with dyslexia. She's finding a lot of the website very cluttered, and she's not able to understand. So these four different persona is just to help you understand that when we talk about digital accessibility, it's not just about one type of disability, it's about a very wide spectrum of disabilities, which who faces the challenges when they try to access the digital content. Okay, now I will show you a video in which I'm trying to access a WhatsApp message, and this message was around the poll. When I'm trying to give that poll, what is happening is my screen reader is not allowing me bring the focus to the point where I can give the poll. So just have a look at this video, please. अपने उठाओ, ईयरफोन उठाओ, इशू भी दिक्कत Okay, I think there's some problem, so let's skip this. So let's in this slide talk about the journey. So as I mentioned that we started 2023 when we incorporated. It is just after completing my PhD from IIT Delhi. And by 2024, like we already had 18 paying customers, and we are a primarily B2B. These are large organizations in India, and we have a team of 12. And by now, we already have a team of around 50, and also we have around 50 paying customers. And Cerelix is also empaneled with the Government of India, the Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disability, which means that we have been recognized to make the government websites and mobile app accessible to persons with disabilities. And we are also now we are also like till now, as you can see, like as we are growing and we are getting more and more customers, we need to increase the team. So to solve the challenges, now we are going into the next stage where we started developing the product to streamline internal operations as well as doing a lot of automations, which right now need to done manually. These are the different clients which you can see we have worked in the last 2 years. We are already working with a lot of leading brands. We are starting expanding our operation in other geographies, but we are already working with more than 100 leading brands in India. Next slide. On this slide, you can see the different affiliations we have based on the grants and awards we have won in the last 2 years. Like we are here because we won one of the competition by the UNDP in 2023, and also we were part of the Youth Collab Springboard Elevate program last year. So that's how we are associated with UNDP. We have also won a lot of other grants and awards in the last 2 years. Now this slide is about like what AI can do in digital accessibility. And that is what exactly we are now trying to do. And we're looking to explore the collaboration opportunities or find the appropriate team members so that we can expand into the right direction. So there are three things which we are exploring right now, how we can automate the accessibility audit. So those who don't understand, like who doesn't have this background, so what we need to do is we need to check the website and mobile application right now manually. And there are a couple of tools which can be used, but they hardly does 30 to 40% of the job. The remaining 60 to 70% of the job has to be done manually right now. So in that, what we do is we check the application and we list down, okay, these are the problems due to which a person with disability is not able to access the website or mobile application today. So what we're trying to do is, can AI automate this? Similarly, now, once we have identified, okay, these are the bugs, then developer has to manually fix all of those bugs by understanding first what is the problem, then like going into the code reference and seeing how that can be changed, modifying it, and then deploying it again. So AI, we are exploring AI solution so that we can provide appropriate recommendation to the developer. Once the AI system has an access to the bug report as well as the code base, can AI automatically pops up the suggestion, the code level changes which are required to be done by the developer, so that the developer can like efficiently and effectively make the required changes at a very fast pace and make the entire platform accessible. Similarly, on the third thing which we are exploring is now we are living in the world of agentic browsers. The era is changing, and we are now moving towards the agentic browsers. So in agentic browsers, you don't need to do all these things manually. You just need to give the right prompt. Now the same thing can be done by a person with disability as well. Like being a blind person, what I can do is I can just write the command that this is what I want. I want to book a flight from Delhi to Bangkok, and automatically it will pops up, it will figure out which one is the cheapest flight for me, and automatically give me the right options and help me in booking the flight automatically. So if agentic browsers can automate all of these things automatically with the features required for persons with disabilities, then maybe a lot of things which we need to do today to make the digital world inclusive, that can get an alternative mean that they can do all of those things using the agentic browser. So these are the couple of examples where we are moving, where we are trying to move it and utilize the AI. With this, I will conclude and happy to hear if you have any doubts or any questions, or happy to feel free to reach out to me in case you want to collaborate or you want to work with us. We are happy to collaborate and explore the opportunity. Thank you, everyone. So,
Kate, I think you're on mute.
Okay. Can you now hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
okay.
Okay. So we'll take 1 to 2 questions. Anybody in the chat or anybody here in person with us today who wants to share, ask a question? Anybody? Actually, Akashdeep, I have a question because we
Yeah,
did
please.
this with the Youth Collab website. So my question is for all of us in trying to be more inclusive in our websites.
Mhm.
And you've actually audited a lot of them. What is the most common mistake that we can easily avoid? Like the first thing we should avoid when we actually start making our websites. If there's one advice you have, what is that one advice?
Sure. So I would say two simple hacks which you can try. Okay. Like, so do one thing. Open your website and start pressing the tab key on your keyboard. Okay. So the first requirement is when you're pressing the tab key, you should be able to clearly see where the focus is going. Ideally, what should happen is there should be a rectangular box which should get highlighted and traverse across the different interactive elements like buttons, links, edit fields, and all those kind of things. You should be able to clearly see where the focus right now, and you should be able to clearly operate them. Like if you want to activate that link, you should be able to activate that link by pressing the enter key or the space bar. So take a challenge that whatever website you are accessing today, for 30 minutes, you're not going to use the mouse. Okay. And you're going to do the entire thing using just the keyboard. In that, the main keys which are going to help you is pressing the tab key, bring the focus to the next interactive element, or pressing the shift tab key to bring the focus back to the previous interactive element. Now, what you will realize is at certain instances, you will not be able to see where the focus is. Or sometime it may happen the focus is moving very randomly. There is no particular pattern in which it is moving. Or sometimes there are certain interactive elements which you can't even operate just using the keyboard. You will need to use the mouse. Without using the mouse, you will not be able to operate. So if you just even like just to start with, this is a very simple thing which you can start doing, and you can see how your website is working.
Thank you so much for that tip, Akashdeep. And then I'll take one more question, and then you can answer the rest later in our Q&A.
Sure.
But there's one question on what AI tools do you recommend actually to integrate in websites or whatever apps you audit?
AI tools we recommend to integrate in the website that I would say those kind of tools are yet to develop. A lot of companies are trying to now, including Cyrilex. At Cyrilex, we are trying to develop an AI tool which can automatically make the website and mobile app usable. There are certain plugins which comes up which gives you certain like options to change the different kind of visual aesthetics. But to be honest, those kind of things not really required much because those kind of browser extensions the user already has. Like if they need to change the contrast to dark theme, they can easily change using the high contrast Chrome extension which is there with the user. So you don't need to like provide all of those things. The kind of AI tool which can help in making the website and mobile more better for a person with disability, those kind of tools are yet to be developed. That is an entire space of innovation which is yet to happen.
Right. Thank you so much, Akashdeep. And I think that's a good call to action that we need more AI solutions on making sure our phones, our websites, our applications are inclusive. And Akashdeep, and if you'd be fine, there are a lot of people who want to ask you questions on their own ideas and innovations. So if you can share them in email, I think there are a lot more questions.
Yeah,
And
you
thank
can
you so
see
much.
everyone can see my email ID on the slide. It's akashdeep@saralex.com. Or I will also like ask Bhumika to put in the chat so that everyone can copy from there as well.
Okay, that's it. And thank you so much, Akashdeep. Another round of digital and physical
Thank you.
class for
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, up next we actually have in person. Is everybody ready for another youth solution? Yeah, yes. All right, up next is we have Hero Team. And these are students from CMKL University. And they have this thing called Hero Technology. Hero leverages on Azure AI services to provide real-time sound detection and visual alerts, enhancing the safety of the deaf and hard-hearing community. Now, I'll just share something about the room format that we have right now on Microsoft. It's actually detected via voice. So there might be some delays, but you will see that in the same screen of mine, or you'll hear in the same screen of mine, that it will be another speaker. So over to Hero. Oh, look at the camera. Okay, there we go.
All right, good afternoon. My name is Poi.
My name is Rum.
And today we're here to talk about something that you might not often think about, sound. For most of us, sounds are a layer of safety, a fire alarm, a car horn, an ambulance siren. But for millions, that layer is silent, missing critical audio cue every day, putting their safety, their communication, and independence at risk. This creates three major challenges. Danger in daily life. Missed fire alarms, sirens, and any emergency alerts can be life-threatening. Social isolation, missing announcements, visitors can create exclusion. And lack of local solution. Current tools are often expensive, hardware heavy, and not designed for Thai environments or languages. This isn't just an inconvenience. It's a safety and inclusion gap that affects independence and the well-being of human life. What's important is that this problem exists at the same time as a major opportunity. In Thailand alone, nearly 400,000 people have hearing impairment, and over 2 million elderly face age-related hearing loss. But at the same time, smartphones and wearable usage is rising. AI can now classify sound in real time, and governments, NGOs, global organizations are actively supporting technology, accessibility-focused technology. So at the moment where technology, demand, social need finally align, the gap is real, but so is the readiness for a solution like Hero. So when we look at user segments, we didn't try to solve everything at once. Based on urgency, tech readiness, and safety risk, we identified deaf and hard of hearing users as our primary focus group, people who already use smartphones, smartwatches, but still lack environmental awareness. These users don't want sympathy. They want independence, reliability, and dignity, tools that work seamlessly in daily life. So this focus allows Hero to be deeply human-centered, not just technically impressive. This persona represents someone like Nice, a deaf teacher living independently in Bangkok. He doesn't feel unsafe because he's deaf. He feels unsafe because the word doesn't alert him when it should. This insight shaped our entire approach. Hero isn't about replacing hearing. It's about translating sound into something accessible instantly and reliably.
Now let me show you how Hero technology works. Hero leveraged Azure AI service to provide real-time sound detection, visual alerts, haptic feedback, enhancing safety of deaf and hard of hearing communities. How is this working? So the raw data that put in the system are audio streams, environmental data, and user data. Then we put it into our intelligence application, the Azure intelligence application, where it stores information using Azure AI indexing to really segment each one of the sound to find which sound is that. And then it goes through the Azure function serverless to help with detecting and also get into the Azure MLs and alerting process that will go into your mobile applications to notify you what is happening there for the user to really understand with the feedback. Our system, we want as the enterprise-grade Azure infrastructure, scalable from 1,000 to 1 million users. Offline capability using edge computing or Azure IoT Edge that don't need to use the internet connection to really verify the sound. And we are GDPR compliant by design. Our technical performance target is less than 2-second alerts response time, 94% sound classification accuracies, and 99.9% system uptime. With the Azure AI, this can be possible, and supporting over 10 alert types. How is this happening to the real life? Or how does this matter in real world scenario? Here's example situations. Kim, 23 years old, deaf student at Rahumpang University, fall asleep in her dormitory after a long day of class. She forgot to turn off the stove after making noodles. Pan overheats and catch fires. Smoke alarms is usable, so it screams at 85 decibels. But she has hard of hearing, so how can she really understand the situation, what is happening in her home? What and will she wake up in time? This is the problems that we don't know the answer, because if this happened and she dies, what will happen? But with Hero, this is an example of demo kitchen fire emergency. So then the fire alarm detected with the kitchen with 97% confidence. Then Azure AI process emergency. Then after that, it notified her by visuals and haptic alerts, so vibrations and screen flashing. Also with the IoT system, there can be a flashing with the lights inside her room, and also alerts with her families and her neighborhoods. So with this, AI system, we can detect alerts of different things: doorbell, calls, phone calls, baby crying, or even glass breaking or door knocking. Our system have various preference. So user can select the preference of the vibration, the haptic patterns for different approach, so they can know that this is the doorbell or this is emergency. So it will be repeatedly pattern the haptic feedback for the users. And user can output to their screen flashing or smartwatch integrations, smart home lights, or even family network alerts. But in this case, the kitchen fire emergency, they can notify to the emergency call line 191 in Thailand to really call and help her in time.
At its core, Hero is about making safety accessible. Hero provides real-time alerts for emergencies, alarms, include sounds, and translate them into visual and haptic notifications that user can act on immediately. Beyond safety, Hero supports independence, allowing users to live confidently without relying on others. It also threatens family connection by keeping caregivers and loved ones informed through share alerts without taking away autonomy. And ultimately, Hero enables inclusive everyday living, turning sound-based environments into spaces where it works for everyone, because safety should never depend on the ability to hear.
So for our scalabilities and future plan, first phase is our local launch and beta trainings. Our objective is to get beta launch in Thailand with 1,000 users and partner with Deaf Association and hospitals, collect real-world Thai audio for AI trainings. It's sound of people yelling, it's sound of sirens, sound of various sounds that can happen in each days, and try to really validate the data and refine our app features based on user feedback. Our second phase here is integration and nationwide expansion. This is how Hero share across in Thailand, integrating with smart device like smartwatch, IoT device like lightings, or even the smoke alarms to really help and get all the data with accuracies. And also we want to collaborate with BTS and MRT or hospital in Thailand, expand the reach to elder user. So hard of hearing is not just like deaf people, but people that can't really hear everything that they can listen to, and enhance cloud-based alert system and language supports to other language. And our third phase is our ASEAN scaling and accessibility compliance. So this is localized for ASEAN language like Indonesia, Malaysia, various countries in ASEAN can use our system with the sound environment. And secure government partnerships, ensure compliance, and build a regional AI sound recognition network.
So we see Hero not just as a prototype, but as a solution with a real-world impact and a long-term potential. So as we move forward, we're actively looking for partners, supporters, or investors who believe that accessibility is not a niche, but it's the future of inclusive technology. So if you're interested in helping us to turn Hero into a real solution for real communities, whether it's a technical capacity building, partnership building, scaling, we would love to continue this conversation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our system, via this QR code, you can scan and use our system to try how this works.
Great. We have one question, so let's try and answer this question. Yeah. Does the sound of the environment need to be localized for specific countries? Because some doorbell sounds or smoke alarms should sound similar.
Yes, for the sound of the doorbell alerts, it's similar, but the problem is what we trying to localize is the sound of language itself. So if people is yelling for helps, or any people is having dangers and they are yelling, that sound that we are trying to get and predict the accuracy of that sound to help really find what the situation is for the people of hard of hearing.
Right. Thank you so much. And the team will send the email if you have further questions or if you want to collaborate. Oh, there we go. One more question.
Thank you. Nice to meet you again. And I think we have met. Congratulations I'm just wondering, what if this particular individual deaf person traveling to, how does that work?
How is our system work on
Yeah.
abroad, right?
Exactly.
So it will
Let's
use.
say if I go to Indonesia, who doesn't speak Thai, neither English.
With the localization things that we are trying to scale our business in the future, that will help with the language barrier of different countries and different barriers. So as of right now, we are trying to get the language in Thai first to really localize in Thailand and really help people in Thailand. But later on, we are trying to get different language and try to train that data to help other peoples in other countries too. But as of right now, if you are telling me that people are traveling to Indonesia, the sound alert system for like doorbell, glass breaking, or even endanger siren, that sound would be working possibly easily because it's work in Thailand. So we will future scale our system to really detect different language. Thank you very much.
So just to add on that real quick, the hope that we have like opportunity here, if anybody would like to like help us scale this into like a different countries, like different languages, that will be amazing as well. So, but as of now, it's just focusing.
Yeah, great. We'll do one last question. Gift, I can see you online, raising your hand. Okay. If you have a question, Gift, you can type it on the chat. Okay, great. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So we'll get back to all the questions that we haven't answered after this full section of our agenda. But up next, we will go again online, and we have Include. Before I start, actually, the online presentations are from startups from Youth Co-Lab, co-led by UNDP and City Foundation, while the ones in person with us is from the Microsoft Hackathon Challenge on AI accessibility. So we have both of our young startups sharing today. Okay, so up next, we have Include, and Pratit will share about empowering seamless communication with advanced AI. So this is bridging the gap between sign language and speech for accurate, meaningful interactions. So Pratit, over to you to share with us how this works. Pratit, can you hear us?
Can't hear you.
Okay. Why not tell them, Pratit, what's happening?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was at least some
Yeah.
agitation I saw in the room, even after just 30 seconds of me trying to communicate and you not hearing me. And that exactly is the reality of about 63 million people in just India, by the way. And not to mention the 1.5 billion people around the world that have some degree of hearing loss, one way or the other. And this number is only going to grow. According to WHO, 1 in every 10 people would have disabling hearing loss in the next 20 years. But the thing is, for these 65-ish million people in India, there are only 400 or so sign language interpreters. And that is where we saw a huge communication gap being there. And, those communication gaps leaded to even larger inefficiencies because companies were trying to hire SHI individuals, but they were systemically so excluded. They were losing money on providing inefficient solutions to include SHI individuals in general. But what are we doing about it? Wait, you can still hear me, right? Can I get some confirmation about whether or not you can still hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Turns out I cannot hear you now.
Can you hear us? Hi, Pratit.
Just wait. Anyways, I hope you can hear me now.
Yes, we can hear you.
Perfect, perfect. Never mind. So, as I was mentioning, that these 65 million people in India have only 400 interpreters. What we strive to do is provide accessible solution for people that are speech and hearing impaired, especially people that are going to be employed at different corporations, different offices, so that they are eventually included into workspaces and are also empowered. And how are we doing it? We have two ways, or basically two verticals that we're working on right now. And one of those is AI captions. So India is one of the most diverse countries when it comes to languages. We have 125 languages spoken daily, not to mention that dialects change every few hundred kilometers, right? And with so much diversity, there's just so much more need of, languages that are not as popular to still have captions, say in events, in any sort of infrastructure. That is what we provide using our ASR technology. And already we are at 125 plus languages, supporting major international languages, and also basically languages that are Indic, that are popular. And we're now also expanding our support to more regional and underrepresented languages. But enough talk. You already know about the captions bit right now. I also wanted to talk to you about the other actual software that we're building, which is able to convert what is being spoken into sign language in real time, Indian Sign Language here to be specific. And hopefully this video gets a good job done.
People? And what about your family? I also travel with some people. I try to support people. Yeah. I just signed. What about family support? What do you do? And the deaf interpreter signed that back to Naveen. So I try. Hi, my name is Saksham, your communication assistant. Hi, good morning everyone. Welcome to the meeting. Today we are going to discuss all of the KPIs that we have for this month. Hi, my name is Swasti. I will help you in communicating. We are Think Root, changing lives one conversation at a time.
Yeah, so hopefully you saw that software. And sorry, the way we're doing it is by using a whole lot of tools, models, architectures, AI, and basically stacking them on top of each other to eventually get the system where any speech could be translated into sign language, which includes ASR, something like automatic speech recognition, natural language processing, even LLMs, to get insights out of conversations and get the best possible interpretation of it. Deep learning, transformers, neural networks. And also computer vision is something that we're working with now to do the other way around as well, where we can recognize signs and gestures to convert them back to speech in real time. And this has led us to a sweet spot of only 0.25 seconds of delay between communication, it being transcribed as well as interpreted. So that is something that is what we've been working on. We eventually have made this 8x cheaper than the market standard of interpretation right now, because we can run multiple levels of interpretation at the same time using compute. And the way we have designed the algorithm to convert this speech into sign language is language agnostic. What I mean is it can practically convert any language into any sign language. Although right now we've only developed the vocabulary for Indian Sign Language, which means that we can convert any language to English to Indian Sign Language. But we have 125 plus language supported, and we have the largest domain vocabulary. And in the near future, we would also be, developing more into ASL, BSL, International Sign Language dictionaries as well. So, well, it all started with a dream to make India truly accessible for people that are speech and hearing impaired, because there was just so much of a gap that we saw. And technology like this we thought could really make a huge impact, which is something that we've also realized lately, and we have materialized it as well. We have been trusted by the government to use the software at their events. It gives me immense pleasure to also mention that our software was being used at the residence of our honorable president to make events happening there more inclusive for people that are hard of hearing and deaf. And we are not just making something that could completely change the future in terms of accessibility, but we're also making it with experts. We recently signed this partnership with the Indian Sign Language Research and Training Center, which is the top echelon of ISL research, as well as the governing body for more ISL words and language training, etc. Now, during the 1 year of work that we have done in the last 1 year, we have impacted over 7,500 lives. And even though it seemed like a big number to us in the beginning, we realized that we have millions more to go. And that is where we are developing. In terms of our supporters, we already have UNDP here because we were part of Youth Collab. We also won the National Innovation Dialogue part of the Youth Collab program last year. And we are working with the Government of India. As I mentioned, we are working with Enable India. It's one of the biggest accessibility NGOs firms to be there in India. And then when I got the mail initially about this opportunity for me to talk, there was a lot of focus being done on what I actually learned, because it's only that I can share with all of you to get some sort of insights into the space that I've been working in. There have been a few lessons that we've learned, both technical and general. Technical is that, again, like any other languages, Indian Sign Language also had dialects, which made it quite a challenge to also encompass all of the sign language that is there, because if I'm speaking something in Delhi in Indian Sign Language, it would be very different from speaking the same thing in Bangalore, because there's just so much cultural evolution involved. Bangalore uses ASL to do the ABC alphabet, while Delhi people use ABC in the Indian version. And the depth of expressions when it comes to moving your shoulders a little bit, having a particular expression, opening your eyes up more, all those things are also something that we want to now incorporate and are striving towards incorporating them. And beyond that, I want to mention that whenever we're making something for inclusivity, especially with AI, it always starts with a basic set of assumptions that okay, they might prefer text. That was our assumption. Then we eventually researched and found out that Indian Sign Language is the actual native language, so there's no way to replicate the same effort in English or any other language. But my main insight here was also that when we're making AI solutions that are inclusive, AI solutions have always been more general, for the general public, as generalized as we can make them. But when it comes to inclusive AI solution, it always has to be people centric. It is only then we realized that it was the people that influenced our product in general, so much so that it wouldn't have been possible without the deep immersion that we had. We had, as I mentioned, 400 interpreters that were certified in India publicly. We reached out to all 400 of them. We talked to about 200 of them over emails, calls. We actually in person, met about 50 of them. And based on all of this research that we've done, we figured out that building inclusive AI solution has to take, people centric to be the next big thing. Now, talking about recommendations that I have for anybody that is building for inclusivity and using AI for it, there's this saying that is very popular in the Indian, community of people with disabilities, which goes like, nothing about us without us. And this is the core. If there is one thing that I want anybody here to take away from this 8-9 minute presentation, is that we have to create with people with disability and not for them if you're making inclusive solutions. Inclusive AI is still the easy part of it. It is the inclusive mindset that has to set you apart as somebody who's making innovative solution, and also to have PWDs as stakeholders. Now, as for us at Thinklude, we would be adding more human-like expressions moving forward. We're already working on the sign-to-speech engine as we speak, and also expanding this to not just ISL, but British Sign Language, American Sign Language, and multiple others. And as much as I like to take credit for all of it, it wouldn't have been possible without the team that I have. Even though I'm the person that might be behind the vision, it is always their brains working to create something that I can think of, imagine into a reality. my co-founder Pranjal, and our mentor. And of course, as RTC that we worked with. This was all about Thinklude, and thank you so much for your attention and time. I am now happy to answer any questions if you have.
All right, thank you so much, Thinklude. The floor is open for questions. I have Moko here online. Feel free to type in your question on the chat. In person, do we have any question for Thinklude? Any questions? Okay, we have one question here, Pratit.
Thank you for a wonderful presentation. My name is Benny University of UNDP. We were chatting, me and Ranisa here, about complexity with the sign language between countries. In some countries they have one hand, in some is two hands. There's very different ways of, each country or region has its own. Have you discussed the possibilities of reaching different markets, different countries, using their specific ways of sign language?
Absolutely. So, as I also mentioned in the presentation itself, even Indian Sign Language, even though it is quote standardized to some extent, there are dialects in the sign language itself. It is so culturally evolved that I would be doing A, B, C like this in Delhi in Indian Sign Language, but that was the same would be in the ASL version of only doing alphabet with one hand. So of course there have been multiple talks with other stakeholders, with people that are using a different sign language as well. What we've realized is it is a very very hard task to standardize sign language globally. I mean, globally is even much bigger of a task, let alone, we cannot even really do it for a country, so to say, because it evolves with people, with smaller groups, they have a particular gesture or sign for anything else. So the way we move forward is to use their specific versions as their specific language. So we won't have a standardized system per se, but we would have vocabulary, or we would have, dictionaries for certain sign languages. Right now for Indian Sign Language, we have about 10,000 plus words already. Now we want to scale more to also including ASL words and DSL conversations. So yeah.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Pradit. And we do have some collaboration questions and further questions. So you can also put in the chat your email and how they can contact you. We already have here from Pakistan wanting to collaborate.
Yes.
So I'll leave you to that. And shall we move on to
and
our last but not the least presentation for the day from our young people? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Up next, this team calls themselves Alpaca Team, and they're students from Chulalongkorn University here in Thailand. And they have a solution called Mr. Rehab. And this is an AI platform that motivates patients to practice speaking and perform physical therapy every day remotely with real-time progress tracking and outcome monitoring. So over to you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Thanakit Saipan. I am the winner of Microsoft Accessibility Hackathon 2025. And I would like to thank Microsoft and UNDP for inviting me to present our journey of Mr. Rehab and AI for physical therapy at home. I think everyone heard of stroke, the common disease in Thailand. In Thailand, we have stroke patients around 400,000 people, and has already increased around 60 million people this year. As you can see in this graph shows that most of them are elderly people. And when elderly people got stroke, the recovery progress will slower than the younger one a lot. In medicine, we have incubation time called golden period for stroke rehabilitation, around 3 to 6 months that patient can do the exercise and got the most recovery. After that, the recovery progress is almost become to zero. But when patients do the exercise or rehabilitation at home, they cannot do it correctly and consistently. Doctor cannot track rehabilitation progress while patient at home. So Mr. Rehab is born to solve this problem to help doctor monitor patients and help patients exercise correctly and consistently with AI. This AI is called pose estimation, the AI that can detect the body poise and analyze the movement. We developed it with Chulalongkorn University and Silat Hospital with most accuracy in this field, around 92%. The flow of Mr. Rehab is so simple. Doctor just open the web application, fill the patient information, and then select the exercise with fully customization and send it to the patient. And patient or caretaker just open the mobile application, do the exercise, and Mr. Rehab AI will guide them to do the exercise correctly. Of the progress will send to doctor, so doctor can adjust the rehabilitation method every time, everywhere.
The target group on Mr. Rehab is patient who need to return home for physical therapy. So there's like patient who is injured in accident, a stroke patient, and elderly people, which consists of a lot of our target users. So our business model is 499 baht per month on B2 as a B2B add-on service for hospital and physical therapy center to help them track their patient better, and an add-on package for an elderly care home for them to take care of that tenant better, especially. The market is pretty big for this kind of solution because there's a $5.4 billion at total market for physical therapy and AI healthcare just in Asia. I don't mean it globally, but in just Asia alone. And 100 million USD in sum for targeted market based on AI-driven rehabilitation and specific demographic in Thailand. And we plan to achieve $6 million in sum realistically in the first few years after operation. The revenue projection is as follow. Within the first year, we could gain a 30 million baht if we 20% of potential market and scale in 2 to 5 years. We have get a lot of support. We won partnership from health tech startups such as Thailand, TSO and Grant from NAA, a lot of support from the university, company working in elderly care such as Young Happy. If anyone hope that they could work and they're interested in our solution, if you're here on site, you could try our solution right now by come and talk to me in the group. Or if you're online, you can ask for our demo or the product demo here in the website called mrrehab.com.
Thank you so much. Any questions? I actually have a question, and actually anyone who has an app can answer this. So what are the considerations that you have to do in terms of user data, privacy, and dignity, especially for health-related concerns?
This is a really interesting question. We think of this since day one because we want to monitor patients, but without actually seeing what they are doing, knowing what they are doing. So we did not collect any video. All of the AI processing is doing on edge locally. So what doctors see is the skeleton, the shadow of the patient, so the joint that they are moving, and that's enough. They didn't see what they're wearing, how they look like, but they know did they perform well in the therapy.
Oh, okay, great. That's so impressive. Okay, any other questions? And the team will also send their information via the chat. So if you do have further questions to collaborate, and they will do so with you. Okay, everybody, that actually ends our youth solutions on AI and accessibility. Let's give them all a round of digital and now we have a few presentations from Microsoft and UNDP. And first we will start with Microsoft. Kun Papo will share about AI shaping a future where every ability reaches its potential. So over to you, Kun Papo.
Swatikap. That's my part. So as Microsoft for today, so we would like to talk about shaping the future where every ability lead is potential. Right? So yeah, the hope of PK. So first of all, we believe that this world is still plenty of untapped potentials, and this kind of abilities that this really has very incredible potential within. But unfortunately, this world is not perfectly designed for them to shine. And I think as our, not our duty, but as a human, we need to help them to reach the same accessibility, same as us. So that's what we believe, first of all. So let's understand first about the common challenge faced by people with disability. There are like around three common things. First is community barriers. Sometimes some people can have difficulty to talk and to hear. That's cause them limit to the social and also education as well. Also mobility challenges. Some people or some disability have some obstacle or moving, or they cannot go wherever they want to go, or they cannot go there where they want to go to travel. That's kind of sad story as well. And the last thing, this kind of mentioned to causes cost them probably the lower educations and also lower employee barriers. That's what we need to improve on that and help them. But actually, in their mind, the desire of disability or maybe obstacle that we have. That desire actually there are only two things. First is they would like to be independent. Actually, in their mind, they didn't want anyone to help them, or probably sometimes they don't want anyone sympathy for them, but they want to be independent. They want to help themselves. They want to be in the same level that they can contribute more to the world or to the community as well. That's called independence. And also they would like to have some inclusive. Everything that our normal people can do, they would like to do the same as well. Probably you can play sport, play basketball. Actually, we can play with them. Right now, we can kind of separate. Normal people play with normal people. But actually, we can play together. Sometimes they have a wheelchair and play basketball. So that is called inclusive. That I still cannot see this, but in the future, probably we can make this. So as the Microsoft for today, as my session for the tech company, so we would love to help everyone to access the same accessibility at the same level. I will not talk only for Microsoft, but in general of others company as well. All right, and also there's come introduction of AI. Actually, the company already have some standard adopted already, but introduction of the AI, it put everything better for accessibility. For example, there's around 4 standard that others company, not only Microsoft but others as well, already adopted. The one called the UCAT, that means the web content or application need to be accessible for everyone, not only normal people but also disabilities. Right, Section 508 and EN 301 and 549 in US and EU, there is a regulation and rules that we need to comply to design our product for everyone. And the last one is VPAC, or voluntary product accessibility template. That means there's a list that which company already comply for this accessibility compliance or protocol. Right, this is just some. I think you guys already heard very high technical stuff and very deep technical, wonderful application from our startup already. I just touched base on right now the recent AI technology that help more on the accessibility feature in that. For example, Microsoft had Copilot. Like we have like AI to simplify document, assist with the colorblind people, adapt content for cognitive accessibility. It is the latest one. Google also have projected line for the blind that would like to run, jogging. This project is follow the help the blind runner follow a painted line in the road, painted line, the yellow dot line, while running, just using phone and it. Also, Apple have the haptic music, right? So convert music into vibration for user for hearing impairments. And as a company, I would like to touch a bit on the future in overall direction of the AI technology, which can drive more on maybe help on the accessibility features. For example, the first one is AI-driven personalization. Right now, it seems a lot of application kind of you need to know how to use it. But in the future, AI will help that application understand you guys more or the user more. Probably the application with AI can understand you at first, which angle you would like some improvement or which angle you would like some help. Maybe you deaf or maybe you blind. The AI app maybe understand you at first. You don't need to go to that menu and select that kind of features, kind of stuff. That's the future that the AI will know you more. And next is next is integration and multimodal accessibility. Right now, we can see that the application for deaf or blind is separating, right? But in the future, they would include or integrate into one applications. So which means that you just don't need to go back and forth. You just go to one application, probably super app. So they know that you have which problem, so it can help you understand. Next is inclusive design. Right now, there's some separate between normal people app and disability apps. In the future, we need to merge together. But because sometimes disability or maybe people with obstacle can feel that why I need to use that app, why I cannot use the same application with everyone. So in the future, this inclusive will continue to include everyone in the same application. Everyone can use the same application. And last but not least, the wearable and IoT. Right? We talk about the software already, but right now we can talk about the hardware and gadget. The gadget is not that 100% adopted by disability, and I cannot help them that much. But in the future, we would like to improve this kind of hardware and gadgets as well to understand you guys more. In case of haptic feedback, smart glasses, device, and probably autonomous mobility. So I would say about we as a company or tech company or other company around the world, so we commit to invest more into accessibility feature as well in the future. For example, Microsoft placed around 25 over 5 years for accessibility grants. Apple and Google as well, they still continue heavily developing R&D for accessibility features. Over AWS, Amazon, aka Amazon, so they would love to introduce some platform that can help developers develop the AI accessibility features for everyone. Not only the companies, but also government and policy support as well. Program like Horizon 2020 and raising fund mandate driving funding as well. Not also government, but as you see, as you already saw, startup acceleration. You can see the trend that there's a VC, venture capital, and corporate grant for disability or focus. Startup is raising. So very good for you guys, startup team. Also, whereas the overall global market for assist technology is growing up by 2 digits to be by 2030. That's overall in the investment market as well. Last but not least, AI can be your good assistant, and sometimes if we misuse the AI or maybe the AI is not ethical, sometimes AI can be dangerous. So we need to, the AI or the company that made AI need to make the AI to be transparent. Everything that AI do, they need to show, they need to inform the user first that what is the mechanism behind that AI. Also, fairness and bias prevention. AI should not be biased, which this kind of group is normal people, this other group is disability. They need to do something that don't make the disability feel that we are segregating. This is called fairness. And also user consent and control. Every time AI needs to access some sensitive data or personal data, they need to ask for the consent first. Come to my last slide. The user still control over data and preference. So the data, the AI will not own your data. The data is still owned by the user anyway, and the AI should be customizable. It should not be hard code and cannot fix anything. It should be flexible enough to adapt to the user and make the user happy. So that's all from my side. Thank you, everyone. Hope you guys.
Thank you so much, Kun Papo. And then we'll actually have a round of Q&A for UNDP and Microsoft later. But actually, the UNDP one is related to this Microsoft one. We have our colleague, Namchok, who's our data management analyst, and he will share about how UNDP uses AI for accessibility. Over to you, Kun Namchok.
Thank you. This is a very good opportunity, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank Microsoft for interested to join us for this event, and especially for our online participants. We still have more than 100 online participants joining us right now. Very interesting. At the beginning, we have like active online participants. Now it's up until 100 already. So thank you very much. So yes, I am Namchok. Especially you see my name in the invitation list. So right now you see my in person. So and thank you very much for interested in this topic. And I'm very surprised to see this because usually when we have the event, right, not many apply for the event like this. But this time about AI, everyone was like interested and want to know about it. And I'm really happy because it is a good opportunity for us part of AI movement. So what is about disability inclusion in the age of AI? I think many of us already using AI. In this room, who doesn't know AI or never used the AI? Just know? Because I know that many of you reply to my email and say, oh, it looks like AI. So I know that you are using AI. Huh? So many of you already using AI, but in fact, you don't know how to use AI to improve and make it more accessible for persons with disabilities. But most of the time you communicate with persons with disabilities, be it a PowerPoint, develop a document, but how to make it more accessible for them, right? We're still lacking of these things. So let's go together what is the process and what should we do to understand about this. So especially for AI, it's everywhere, including communications, health, educations, and many more. But the question is that since we have the AI, a person with disabilities already included in this AI revolution. Or the AI should support person with disabilities for a better life, or it will create more problems for us. We want to discuss more about this. And AI can benefit everyone, but only if we make it accessible in the system. So we have to understand and be together, be part of this movement. So you will see that many persons with disabilities, we are facing with the challenges in terms of infrastructures, informations, and many things that I have to mention now. We know that information, data is everywhere across many platforms. But we forget about persons with disabilities that they have to access to those challenges platform. For example, the platform is not accessible, and the documents are different formats in PDF, images, different kind of the tables that we have. And it's really challenges for person with disabilities, especially for visual impairment, that they have to use screen reader because it cannot read the image, right? And the Excel sheet format is really challenging for them. That is, documents are different formats. Also for the digital system, right? The platform is really difficult for them to navigate using the buttons, menus, right? So it's difficult for them, especially who are using screen reader will be challenging more than everyone else in this format. And it become to the communication problem for us because of the lack of, they don't have equal access to information. It's not just for the people who are visual impairment, but also for persons with disabilities that would need support or get more information in terms of physical data. Let's say if I want to go to Pattaya, right? I'm looking for the hotel that is accessible for me, but the data is not there. So it's really challenging for me. And this one is become to every day is more and more like incomplete data that support persons with disabilities. It's really challenging for persons with disabilities. Okay, now After we know our challenges, let's see if AI can solve the problem for us. After we have the AI, one thing that I find is really useful is that we can use AI to connect to many different data sources and then get all the data we want in one place, which is make it more accessible for persons with disabilities because you have equal opportunity to access to all information. And in one place, right, you just type and then get a response the same as everyone else. It can be PDF format, it can be Excel format, it can be any format, but we just like have equal access, just one portal, and then get all information we want. This is one of the AI that I find really useful, and I think, wow, this is the game changer because one space can get everything in terms of different kind of format and data. Also, it's really nice that it can convert to different types of data formats into readable format. To text caption to summaries for us, which is an opportunity that we can have equal access to the same data with everyone else. Also, I like the one that is like you can just like type one word or two words on a sentence to get the same information. They don't have to go to like using different platforms or different infrastructure of the website, which is challenging for them to access to the website. And it's really helpful when I want to go somewhere, right? Because you have like a personal assistant. If I want to go to Pattaya, give me the destination that is accessible for me. Give me the hotel that is have like, let's say, accessible the bathroom or the toilet. So I want to see information, right? Again, this information is not there yet because lack of information. So I'm really happy many of us joining online. This is the time to think about it. How can we collect all data, information to include person with disability in the system so that more data there and then benefit for other person with disabilities and other who needs the special needs in terms of engage and access to more information. I'm really happy to see like many of you see our team that's decent. We see the real-time captions, with text-to-speech and many services. This part will be a good one that we can integrate to support different types of special needs that they need to use the services. I will give one of the example, which is the application from Seeing AI, which is developed by Microsoft. Actually, I have a friend that with a visual impairment. I was asking, what do you use this app for? To find out what is the color of lipsticks, okay? To find out the color of different bags, different colors, what is nice, right? Because they just take the photos and then the app will explain everything about that image, right? For example, you can see the example of the image here. You can take the photo of the sign or any poster or anything and it will explain for you what it is about. You can take the photos of the painting, right? And then it describes what it is about. And I like the last one was like, I take a picture of the cups, different colors, right? And it give, this one is white, this one is red, this one is like different style so that you can get the ideas what it is about. It is really helpful for visual impairment, especially for explaining what is going on and then the picture that they need to get details to describe of the photos and really helpful for this. And I find that this time it's not just visual impairment using it, but sometimes I don't know the meaning of something that's really abstract or something like a painting or something. Right? I take photos and it give me all the details and I'm learning something from it. And this was generated by the AI and describe everything, right? The more data we have, the more input we get, and then the output is a benefit for many of us. And next, about Copilot. Everyone using the Copilot? Yes, no? Yes. And this one is really one of the interesting one. Because every time I was like developed the document, which is like PDF or the Word document or the PowerPoint, and especially when I have many photos, many photos. When I have many photos, right, and then I want to share the document with my friends who are using screen reader, it's really challenging for them, right, to understand what is the image is about. So when we have the co-pilot, I just throw my image to the co-pilot and asking the prompt like, write alternative text for this photo. And you skip like, this is what is it about. And you can see on screen, I just put my photo there and just ask the co-pilot, write alternative text for these photos. And we skip the description like a speaker in the wheelchair in presenting on stage inside a large conference hall. Behind the speaker, there is big screen display the words. What is inclusion in the bold text? Right? The hall features wooden panels, high ceilings, and long desks with the nameplates and floral arrangements. Several attendants are seated with in the desk, some wearing face mask. Right. After I got this text, I can use this text. We just class in my presentation as alternative text. So it's faster for me, right? Before I have to explain each photos, write everything. But nowadays, use Copilot. Give me the description of the photos. I add it in a PowerPoint. I add it in Word document. And you can use with many format of the data you want to present to person with disabilities and make your accessible document. It's very simple start. Everyone can use it and make it accessible for person with disabilities, right? When you have this document access for them, they will have equal opportunity to access to information like everyone else. Here's one of a very simple one. You can start using it and make it accessible for everyone in terms of developing documents. And next, now let's understand why person with disability is not involved in many data collections, right? Because it's really limited in terms of disaggregated data for disability inclusion. In some countries, right, we have data, but it's not very detailed, very general, and not presented. And also some definition of disability inclusion across regions are different about the meaning and also definitions. And many times we have the survey, but the survey is not included all type of disabilities and also exclude some type. That's why we are missing some of the data. So this will be a good opportunity when we design something, especially for the surveys or collecting data, consider using the standard of the data format that person with disability will be fully accessible to the format and also be part of the participants in giving the survey and collecting the data. And one other thing is that we are missing of the metadata on accessibilities. As I mentioned that we are missing many data about tourism, we're missing about education because we don't have this data. So if the formats and many platforms think about it, include it in the data management and data collection process. Some disabilities and data for disability inclusion may be there. It might be benefit for us in the future and open standard to everyone to access, developers, co-founders, and everything. So it is part of challenges in terms of unpresented data for disability inclusion. Next, let's see what is the solution behind backbone of the AI. Right? We talk about the AI, but behind the scene that we know that a good AI is the one that having a good quality of the data, diversity, and accessibility of the data, right? So that's why we need very strong data collection system. Even we have the reports, research, or the survey, or regional data set, so that we'll be able to share across different countries, different regions, that we can learn and cooperate and enjoy the data for make improvement for any development, any you call SDGs by the way. We can improve it as well. So I like to say that when we have the AI is inclusive, person with disabilities will benefit from the service. And when data is really strong, AI become really fair for us and inclusive and will be useful. So that's why AI and data is one part of the backbone of this process. So next, then we see many challenges, many person with disability facing with the situation. And I think it's a good opportunity. After we see all the challenges, everything, and AI come, and it's part of it. AI will be part of solving the problem. because AI can be the one that support us in terms of getting data from different formats. But it's only we have a really good data system and really good storage to access, right? So that AI agents can provide equal access data for everyone. And it will be turning the data into more inclusive knowledge management system for many of us in parts of development. And I want to show something that what we did. Actually, I did a testing about AI agents, which is Copilot. Okay? We have many different of the data formats that we have: PDF, Word document, Excel sheet, right? And I put everything in the SharePoint and then connect to the Copilot, right? So this one I developed this disability inclusion for Asia and Pacific. So if I want to know something, I just type and I will get a response and get all the data from whatever we have in the SharePoint, which is from PDF, from Excel format. So then I have friends who are visual impairment, right? They have to go to, before they have to like access to the files and then read all the documents. Nowadays, they just keep on top, give all information they want. So that is really changed in terms of inclusive and access to the same information with everyone. So now, after we hear our stories, right? If you want to start something, where we start, by the way. Right? In terms of this, I want to give and share the update a little bit, because in terms of UNDP, we support young entrepreneurs to do many good things. And especially my colleague Aki is here, who are leading for this. And we have the program for the support of this, which is the UNDP development programs that with the City Foundation, right? We use collab to movement the mainstream of the use social innovation and entrepreneurship in Asia Pacific region. So we run the programs directly to support the youth to raise for the SDG solutions. Also the entrepreneurship ecosystem partner to bridge the gaps and also to be resources for the development. And also we have many agencies patent in terms of entrepreneurship and policies and research efforts, right? If you are interested more about this, especially you have opportunity for many of us to engage with my colleagues to learn more about it. Because this program was like part of different phases and different programs, which is including Springboard Plus, Springboard Elevate, and Springboard Hub. So for each one, you will learn more about it to be part of engage to support the young social entrepreneurship. And this one was part of the project that we are doing. And so really happy if you are looking for the opportunity to start and want to learn more about it, UNDP is there for you. And my colleagues also willing to be engaged you to this. And also, the coming we will have the knowledge portal called Intersectional Toolkits, right? So this one we are developing and working with partners. And this will be a good opportunity for you to take part of it and be part of using the practice, what is good practice, what is the implement monitors and evaluation for the young people to be understand the challenges that they are facing and to combine with practical tools, including the real world scenario and cases in terms of the self-assessment checklist, accessibility finance, and also different format to support the liberal and behind commitment by strengthening meaningful participation and leadership of diverse young person in the subterm development. So this one will come out soon, and then keep your eye on this, and then you can be part of this. No? So that is my part of it, and then thank you very much, and thank you for all of my
And Chuck shared what we are currently doing at UNDP, but we also want to share with you what we look at for the future, which is a moonshot. So for that, I'll call in our colleague Rochelle Song. She's our partnerships and innovative financing coordinator.
Okay, if I
Yes.
sit from here.
Yes.
Great. Thank you so much, Ken. Thank you so much, Moonshot. First of all, thank you again to everyone, our speakers, our co-convener, Microsoft, and to everyone who joined us either online via Microsoft Teams or here in person. So we gather here today to celebrate the International Day of Persons with Disability. A day for me is a day that is more than awareness, it's all about action. So as we understand from our speakers and colleagues and from Microsoft and UNDP, AI really has the power to break barriers in education, in employment, and in everyday life. But the ability to support and empower everyone equally does not happen by chance. It has to be intentional. So it only happens when we design for it, when everyone everywhere come together to co-create and shape the future together. So where do we make that happen? This is where the UNDP Youth Moonshot comes in. And what is the Moonshot? By looking at this slide, many of you might wonder. Just think of it as a launchpad for bold ideas and inclusive innovation. Just like all the incredible innovators who got the chance to share their ideas today, we believe that at UNDP, we believe that every youth everywhere actually deserves that launchpad to be empowered as solutionists and also architects for a better future for the planet and also for our people. So Moonshot is really about turning ambitions into action, and it's also about scaling solutions that does not only transform technology, businesses, but also life. So if we can go to the next slide, so what the Moonshot hopes to achieve. In a nutshell, through the Moonshot, we hope to support 7 million youth-led SDG innovations to give skill impact, which will help us create 35 million of livelihoods at local communities. And we understand we cannot do it alone, so it has to be a collective investment. We hope to mobilize 250 million USD as collective investment to drive this Moonshot by working with more than 10,000 partners. So if we can go to the next slide, to scale the Moonshot really fast, we need 3 rocket boosters. We need to really focus on thematic topics. So here are the 3 rocket boosters that we are focusing on. First of all, the planet. Climate action, green jobs, and nature-based solutions. And secondly, digital skills and AI readiness to make sure our young people are future of work ready. Last but not least, is governance and social inclusion, because leave no one behind is really at the heart of center and in everything that we do at UNDP, including the Youth Moonshot. So as you can see, 2 of the rocket boosters are directly related to today's event, and that's why this is so important for all of us to gather here today. Digital skills, AI readiness, as well as social inclusion, right? So just imagine all youth, more youth, including those with young people with disability, can come together, co-creating AI and digital solutions for more inclusive workplaces, for more accessible education, and for greener and smarter cities. That is the Youth Moonshot. So are you all ready to turn that vision into a reality? I think this gathering today proves the answer is yes. We can make it happen by working together. So today, I would like to invite all of you to help us launch the Moonshot together for every youth, everywhere, for the planet, and also our people. Thank you so much.
All right, everybody, that actually ends our event for today. If you do have some questions, please do let us know, but we'll try to take a hybrid photo. Let's try. So if you want to open your cameras, please do so. And we will have my colleague Jules and Punamcho to support in taking this photo. Oh, it's so lovely to see you all. I saw one. There we go. Surab, you're with a lot of people with you. That's amazing. Thank you for joining us, everybody. On behalf of UNDP and Microsoft, we appreciate that you all collectively joined us in this event. So Surab and team, thank you so much. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay. Are we ready? Namchok?
1 minute.
Okay, 1 more minute. 1 more minute. And we see more people opening their cameras here. All right.
Kate, will you take a selfie from there?
Okay, sure. I will take a selfie from this side. Somebody will take a screenshot from a computer. Somebody will take it from a camera, and me, will take it on a phone. Okay, what an age we live in. Okay. Okay, so we will all smile together for 10 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, smile. 1, 2, 3, smile. 1, 2, 3, smile. Wow, thank you so much for joining our hybrid photo. And I think we will see more events in this format, having people in person and online. So please stay tuned for more Microsoft and UNDP events on your socials. And if you have any feedback for us on our side, please message Kun Namchok, who will share some more details. Our young startups, please collaborate with them as well. And if you have any feedback, please let us know. And thank you so much for joining. I saw people from Asia, Pacific Islands, Africa. I also saw from Europe. There might be somebody from America or South America. And if I didn't see, welcome and thank you so much for joining our event. So thank you and see you all in the next event. Bye.